Teachers, what do you do to support SEND children in your classroom? Please comment down below so that we can help each other. I'm going to share some of my top tips that work on a whole class approach. So one of the things that I always do is if I've got slides or I'm sharing a presentation, I always make sure that the background colour of my presentation is a calm colour. Yellow is particularly good at a sort of muted yellow, and this helps children who have dyslexia or dyslexic tendencies. It's also just nicer to look at, so always avoid having children reading off a white background, particularly white background with a black text. I believe the best combination is a kind of creamy yellow with a dark blue text is the best one if you're able to do that. So that's top tip number one. My next top tip is recapping learning at the start of a lesson. We're often taught that we should be doing starters at the beginning of lessons. It's useful for all children, but particularly children with SEND. It can really help to consolidate any previous learning so that they know what they're doing and they can remember what they've done and they're able to carry on in your lesson. Whether that learning is linked or not, it's really good to just have some prior knowledge going on there just to keep those skills relevant. It could be a little grammar starter at the beginning of English, it could be a recap of maths calculations, it could be times tables. If it's relevant for that lesson, really good to recap it before you start. Working alongside this is a plenary. Again, we're told to do plenaries during our training, but why do we do them? Actually, having a plenary is a really good way for those children to help consolidate their learning. You can also use them to help push those gifted and talented children to apply their learning that they've learnt in that lesson. A plenary can be differentiated. Movement in the classroom. This is useful again for all children, not just your SEND learners. If you can have an activity where children are getting up out of their seats to engage in the activity, like a search around the classroom, using QR codes if you've got one-to-one devices, something that's going to get them out of their seat whilst they're still doing their learning is going to be incredibly beneficial. Even just doing brain breaks, movement breaks, stopping halfway through, getting them to play a quick recap game. If you're in maths, be like, right, we're going to stop, we're going to do times table game, quick, everyone up. Just a moment to get those brains paused from what they're doing so that they can then go back into it. Another thing is not to be afraid of movement. Personally, I do not mind if the children in my class want to fidget in their seat a little bit. I don't mind if they want to stand next to their chair for a little bit. I don't mind if they're sitting in a way that perhaps doesn't look traditional. As long as they are able to focus and it's not distracting anyone else, it's okay. It's allowed to let them be children. If you've got any other SEND tips and tricks to help support children in a whole class setting, put them in the comments so we can help each other.